windy. Hopefully you can hear this. You got to be a little crazy to be out on a day like today. Second shed hunt of 2021, the first one in Cache County. Let me flip this around. I'm up in Blacksmith Fork. Just one of my favorite places to hike and spend time, especially this time of year because the snakes aren't out yet. And guess what, guys? We got our first antler of 2021. Little dinky 2-point, little chalker over here. But an antler's an antler, right? I say that all the time. Here we go. We're on the board for this year. Look how pink that is. That thing has been up here forever. Cool though, that's what I love, guys. I've hiked this ridge, 30 times over the last 5 years. I'm sure I've been within 20 yards of this, but I've never seen that. Of course, it's so little. Anyway, there's our first antler for 2021. We're on the board. Good morning, Minute on the Mountain people. Today we're doing something that I've never done, something a little different. I'm going with a friend of mine from church to check beaver traps. I've never trapped, but I've really gotten interested in it recently thanks to some channels like Coffey Outdoors, Streeterboyz Outdoors, Georgia Trapping and Fishing. So, and there's others too, so if I'm leaving someone out that I follow, I'm sorry guys, but anyway, so I'm going to go connect with Mike. We're going to go check some beaver traps that he has, and I think he said there's one mink trap he has. He's pulled most of his predator traps for the season. And again, I don't know anything about trapping, so I don't know if that's normal or not to pull him this early, but I know he's got a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, thanks for joining us today. Thanks to you guys that do trapping videos, that put out such great content. It's been cool for me to get to watch it and just get to kind of get interested in it. I doubt I will get into trapping, not because it doesn't look like a blast, but I already struggle with the tension between spending too much time away from my family in the mountains, and that would just be kind of one more thing that would pull me away. So I don't envision I'll really get into it, but I'm excited to follow along today and see what we see. Thanks for coming along, guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. We're doing something a little bit different today, something I've never done. I'm out checking some traps with a friend of mine from church, Michael Brainer, and so he was kind enough to invite me and let me tag along on some beaver sets that he has here. And we're right in the valley. We're not even really up in the mountains. So this is the first place we stopped. Michael's caught a couple of beaver here, but I'll let him give you the details on what he's got set up here and how it's produced so far. So Michael, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about what you have set up here.
Yeah, good morning, Pastor John. Yeah, actually a couple of weeks ago, I had a kind of a friend that referred me, and he asked about assisting with the beaver problem. We're here in the Blacksmith Fork River. I have actually currently two sets out here for beaver, number 3 double coil spring traps anchored on blocks in the deep water. So anyway, within the past 2 weeks, I was able to help the rancher on this private property here reduce the beaver population, which reduces basically the damage to the vegetation, the trees. They're very destructive as far as to the vegetation. So we're able to do that. Also, I skinned them. We'll probably do some tan hides or whatnot. So anyway, just kind of give you a quick update on the beaver trapping here in the Blacksmith Fork.
That's awesome. And you've caught 2 out of this location?
Yeah, caught 2, a 40-pounder and a 50-pound beaver. Awesome, man. So
that's cool. Well, we've got some more traps to check. Not at this location, but some others. So hopefully we'll get some on film for you guys today. And thanks for coming along. Heading out to spot number 2, guys. Got a little flock of turkeys here on the fence line.
Actually, this is one of my best sets right here. Best sets. Because I had a beaver mound here.
Okay.
You can see there's not a lot, really hasn't been much activity. But within a week I caught that 60-pounder. The first night I caught the 60-pounder. And I caught a muskrat here. I caught a raccoon here, really not intending.
Right.
But right here at the mouth of Logan River is just a lot of activity. But you'll see it's a
So I can see your trap right
you'll
there.
see a double set there.
Yeah.
Right below the, obviously the Beaver mound. So, but haven't had any significant activity. So, but there's still beaver here in Logan River. I could tell because of the cuttings and maybe just after you catch a couple, they wise up and start moving around. So, anyway, just kind of show you that.
Cool. Okay, everyone, so we are back at Michael's house. Didn't see anything in the traps today, but he's going to show me a couple of the furs that he's caught this season. He's got some beaver, some muskrats, some coyotes, so we're just kind of go in here and show you what he's got. So
Yeah.
You want to walk us through it?
Yeah, some limited visibility here, Pastor John, but anyway, we got 3 coyote here, red fox, we got 4 beaver. Here's a 60-pound beaver here off to the side. Just to your immediate right here, obviously hanging, is another beaver. And the last 2 on both sides here are a 40-pound and a 50-pound beaver, obviously skinned out. Kind of an interesting way to do it. Got a couple other miscellaneous items too here, as far as a muskrat and also a
muskrat up there.
A badger. There's a badger from Wyoming, from an antelope hunt. But anyway, not a lot.
That's awesome. So you said your coyotes were 2 males and 1 female?
Yeah, 2 males, 2 large males, and 1 female. And yeah, beautiful animals.
Boy, that's pretty. I like that black streak in that.
Yeah, this is definitely yeah, fully primed there. So.
And you can see here's more of his traps and stuff here on the side.
220 Coney Bear we were talking about earlier. There's a 220 for like coon, larger animals. The 110 for like muskrats. Here's the what we call dogless coon trap.
Dog proof or dogless, they
yeah,
call it?
dogless, pet proof for coon trapping. I've never really, actually haven't used those yet. Here's a number 3 double coil. That's actually dyed and waxed, ready for predator trapping. Here's the, we were talking earlier, here's the coil piece, the double coil.
Okay.
And then when you push this down, the dog comes over the jaw, and here's the pan itself. So this is a great trap for coyote, number 3 double coil.
Awesome.
And that's secured not by a stake, but it's actually secured by what we call a earth anchor, like a little cable, and it's like almost like an arrowhead metal point.
Okay.
And I drive it down with a specific tool, and works really well.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for showing me around, man. Thanks for letting us take a look at.
Yeah, well, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up the video, guys, with a huge thank you to the Outdoor Catch. This is the contents of the giveaway that I just received from him for his 500 subscriber giveaway contest. Very appreciative, very thankful. I've got a rod here, a rod sleeve, some baits, a hat, a koozie. I mean, it's a great package. I'm looking forward to using the rod. I'll be wearing the hat, the rod sleeve. Basically, I'll use it all. So, Outdoor Catch, thank you so much. Super excited to start testing some of this stuff out, and hopefully you guys will see it on some future videos. So again, that's the Outdoor Catch. I'll put a link in the description for his channel. I'll also put a link in for a couple of those other channels I mentioned that do a lot of trapping on their channels. So again, Coffey Outdoors, Streeterboyz Outdoors, Georgia Trapping and Fishing, Hunting Farmer, he does some trapping, just trapped his first bobcat. So anyway, I'll put a few links down in the bottom so you guys that are interested in getting more into trapping, you can check it out. Last thing I want to do is the Minute on the Mountain, which today is John 15:5. I am the vine, you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. That's Jesus talking. So it's pretty simple. If you stay connected to the vine, you will bear fruit. If you don't stay connected, you won't bear fruit. One of the greatest ways to stay connected is through prayer. It's not the only way, but it's a great way. So a challenge we just put out at church this past Sunday is we're encouraging everyone to commit to to spending at least 5 minutes in prayer each day. Now, for some of you, you're thinking, man, I already spend way more time than that. If so, that's great. God bless you that you do. I'm sure it's a blessing in your life. If you've never really had the discipline of prayer, I encourage you, take that challenge this year. Commit to spend 5 minutes a day. I think a really helpful tip is pick a time and pick a place. If you don't put it on your calendar, if you don't schedule it, it likely won't happen. Pick a time when you're at your best. So if you're a morning person, maybe it's in the morning. If you're not a morning person, don't do it in the morning. Pick a time when you're at your best. But let's stay connected to the vine in 2021. Thanks for coming along. I expect to get out and start doing some shed hunting pretty soon. The deer are just going to be beginning to shed here, so hopefully next time or two that I'm doing a video, you'll see me on the mountain with some fresh brownies. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.